All right, welcome in everybody. It is Sunday morning, a little bit right after 10:30, so you know that means it's Sunday morning quarterbacks time, powered by Pick City and by Daily Bread Media, the top show for your NFL fantasy football, best bets and DFS advice, running from 10:30 to right about noon so you get the last hour to go hit the bar. Go get yourself ready. Maybe you're cracking one early, but J Jerk knows what time it is already. It's money time, showtime. We appreciate all you guys tuning in. Hop over to YouTube on Daily Bread Media in order to get into the comments, ask your fantasy questions, give out your best plays of the day, anything and everything. We can feature you on YouTube. We'll be monitoring the Twitter, but it's Sunday morning quarterbacks. As you know, Sosa and Rex brought power. Joined by a lot of the top analysts in the game. We got 2 games, potentially 3, where it'll just be us two and potentially Spin Doctor. And the rest, we got an analyst for each of the top games.
My boy.
But Sosa,
call me. I'm out. I got to get off this.
the man is on a phone call as we're getting the stream ready. Always trying to multitask to his finest. But how are you doing this morning? It's a beautiful
Hey man, I'm
slate
doing great.
today.
I'm doing great. We're in the building. You know, I got on my Jar Almighty exclusive hoodie. That's my boy who's an artist in Philadelphia, mixed media artist, super dope work. Jar Almighty on Instagram. Make sure you guys check him out. Just another day, another dollar, man. Having a wonderful time in the Diamond Club. Having a wonderful time this week. Just ready to get on. Let's get on to the show. I hope everyone has a adult beverage or some popcorn or something. I'm just drinking some water. I'm just ready to get into it, man.
Yes, sir. I'm tweeting out the YouTube link right as we speak. If you're currently watching on Twitter, if you want to hop over to there. But so the first game that we're going to get into today, and you can start us off with it. I know it's a game everybody will be rushing to watch today. We got the Texans versus the Colts. What do you like in this marquee matchup?
This absolute marquee matchup. It's actually a game for points. I'm rocking with I got a couple plays in this. I said it earlier on Spaces. I believe that both teams should move the ball relatively well. One team's super banged up in Indianapolis defensively. They're banged up. I personally believe it's going to be a good offensive game. That's my personal belief. That's where I would begin. That's what I like. Couple things I like: Mo Alley Cox to score a touchdown and Jack Doyle to score a touchdown. Now, tight ends have performed great against Houston's defense, so just split a unit on that bet and you'll win. That's my belief. I believe just like with Zach Ertz the other night, it's just the matchup precedes you being able to score. A tight end being able to get in the end zone, get his yards, etc. I don't see it being a issue at all for them. And in
the 10.5 spread kind of just made me completely want to not turn away from this game. Obviously, we need Carson Wentz to play all the snaps once again today, get closer to that first round pick. But yeah, the 44 and leaning to the points here, I'd be on that side as well.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's pretty much that's all I'm on. I also like for Brandon Cooks to have a good game. No Xavier Rhodes. I do believe that it should be an easy prop day for him. 68.5 yards. I believe he gets that. I also like his catches. I think that's really easy. Over 5.5 is at even money. That's how they do it. Colts blowout. Alvin, I don't know if I believe that, bro. I don't know if
I was about to say, would you lay the 10 or would you take the 10 if you had to pick one?
I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it. That's why I dug into props. I wouldn't touch the 10. It's just it's a division game. Like it's a division game. Like 10.5 points in a division game is outrageous. Come on. Like you don't come on now. Cut it out. But yeah, I can't. I just don't. I just can't endorse it. I just can't endorse the 10. It's too much. What's the next one?
All right. This is where I think there's a potential hungry dog in this spot here. We got the Vikings going to Carolina. I know Sosa might disagree with this, but are you factoring, before we get to it, with T.Y. Hilton being back today, anything or no?
I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch his point. I mean, just him being back is great, but they're not as great as people think they are.
All right, let's
Colts
get
are not
into
Alvin, you sound like you're a Colts fan. Possibly a Colts fan? Like, I mean, that's nothing wrong with that.
So
You know what I'm
let's get
saying?
into the Vikings going to Carolina. Carolina 2.5-point home dogs here, plus 115 on the money line. So you're not getting a huge price there. Suspiciously high total here with 45.5, because I would expect the numbers from the prior game to be flipped here, just because the Vikings is the only team that I can really see scoring here. Sam Darnold, we've kind of seen it. And Spin Doctor did a great thing the other day, if you weren't a part of it, about how Robbie Anderson is probably one of the worst fits for Sam Darnold here. So DJ Moore has to be carrying the load with Christian McCaffrey still being out. And with CMC still being out, that's where I think we see that 2.5 line here. So if there's anything in this game you'd be targeting, I guess you would be looking at DJ Moore from a Carolina perspective in this game. Ian Thomas is a nice pickup piece for fantasy football if you're deeper in need for tight ends, but there's not many players on Carolina that I would really want to be touching in this matchup. What do you think about this one?
In this matchup, I like Chuba Hubbard's yardage. I think he has a decent game. Minnesota hasn't been like awesome, but I do like Minnesota in this particular matchup. I do not trust Sam Darnold. I don't think Sam Darnold's good. You already know how I feel about him. I think Chuba Hubbard has a good game, and I also look for Adam Thielen to have a good game as a bounce back. He had a terrible game last week. I am on Adam Thielen to score a touchdown at plus 145. I just think that he rebounds from having a bad game. Very seldomly does he have bad back-to-back games. So I that's my number one thing and belief in this one right here.
I mean, I see everyone in the comments. I didn't see one pro Panthers comment here, and that's kind of what makes me like them, because nobody wants to be touching them today. And it seems like I saw someone say most of the money, or 56% of the money, is on Carolina. So that's kind of just where I definitely think more of the public and the amount of bets is definitely on the Vikings here. It kind of seems just like a too easy to be true, but I do like you targeting Thielen here, because without Horn in, that's a really piece that could go through. But do you just think Jefferson and Thielen eat, or do you expect one to really outweigh the other in today's game?
I think they both play rather well. It's just, and also it's Kirk Cousins at the 1 o'clock dot, man. Come on, Kirk's gonna get the job done. That's my firm belief. I think Kirk gets the job done, and he just figures it out today on the Panthers first half. That's fine. Alvin, that's a nice play. And yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, I didn't like too much out of both of these games. Like I said, it's just the matchup. I like certain matchups. I like Thielen to get in the end zone, but that's pretty much. Don't trust me. I'm not. I trust him. I trust Kirk today. 1 o'clock dot. Thielen's play yards worth of play over. Yes, over 53.5. Yes. Absolutely.
Bro, I just got so distracted. They were showing how the field gets rolled in at Wembley on the Dolphins-Jags game, and my brain was just started trying to do too much science. I'm like, bro, we're in a show. Don't worry about how some grass field gets rolled in. So I see Alvin's all over the Panthers first half, since they are 6-0 to the first half. Not a bad look there. One of the next ones we got, we'll be seeing Simba shortly, so always be looking into what he's dropping in the comments. Rory likes the Thielen play. Marcus seems to be agreeing with him. Right there, Eddie. Right there. That's my biggest question. I just think that's why I think the Carolina plays here, but I'm not going to be touching it. So I think that's enough on these two games and my little spiel on the London game. So we got our first analyst tapping in with us. I don't know. He might be a little salty. Let's see if he can bring the big energy. We always know we need the first guest with the energy, but coming off a rough Sunday night, you know who's coming in. It's our man, Chuck. How you doing today?
What's up, guys? Hold on a sec, man. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what happened to my AirPods, but whatever. I'm taking them off, man. Yeah, man. We had a rough last week, man. We got some internal issues going on in the organization right now, mainly on the defensive side of the ball. Currently, man, throughout the week, Juan Thornhill, he worked with the number ones on defense, so it was officially announced today by Ian Rappaport that he will be starting over Daniel Sorensen today. So, hopefully that's a good sign because pretty much every week we've been seeing Tyron have his hands over his helmet every time. And a tight end or a receiver just run by Daniel Sorensen for a big game. So, hopefully that helps a little bit. But we still got some other issues going on. I know the defensive line coach, he originally instigated the beef with Juan Thornhill and Spags, you know what I mean? And then eventually Thornhill got thrown to the doghouse for a minute. But, thankfully the Chiefs had some meetings, long meetings over the week, and they finally made the change. So that's a good thing. Another issue that we have right now is our defensive backs in general, man. There's been a huge difference in play with our defensive backs, with Sam Madison being the defensive back coach. And he's normally a guy, and he was a pretty good player with the Dolphins when he played. But, we seeing Al Harris with Dallas now. Al Harris, he was a guy that used to be a defensive back coach on our staff. And you guys seen what he did with Marcus Peters. Peters was getting a turnover damn near every week. And we seeing Trevon Diggs doing the same thing in Dallas. So that's another thing we got going on right now, man.
Ooh, I like that. That's a nice little piece of info right there.
I like how you did that. There. That was cute.
Cute.
I like how you did that there. That was interesting. You brought up the guy who's having a historic season.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. But my angles for this game, man, I'm just not confident that we can cover that 7, man. I know we can win the game, but I'm not confident in covering that 7. I know there's been some Chiefs fans out there. They've been pretty confident that we can win this game of double digits, but I got to see it from the defense, man. When you can't get home as a defensive line, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle to win comfortably in this league, man. And with Frank Clark, man, Frank Clark got a ski mask on, man. That was one of the worst contracts in NFL history. Right now, I think he's the 7th highest paid player in the league. And with his production, it's nowhere near matching that. So it's kind of tough, man. I feel like in this matchup, Terry McLaurin's going to eat, man. Whatever receiving prop or yardage prop you can get, I would take it with Terry McLaurin. I didn't get a good look at it. I didn't get a good look at it, but Terry McLaurin, yeah, you can definitely throw something on him today, receiving props. What I found out is Heineke against man coverage, he's the 8th highest rated passer in the league since he took over as a starter. And believe it or not, that's better than Patrick Mahomes. I found that quite surprising. So
just a little bit, right?
He got some matchups.
Right.
But as far as our offense is concerned, Washington, they got the same problems defensively as well. They having communication problems on their back end, pre-snap, and that's leaving some holes in their defense too. So what I've been seeing is that the past couple weeks, wide receiver 2s or wide receiver 3s, they've been able to get theirs too. So it wouldn't surprise me the usual suspects with Tyreek or Travis Kelce get theirs, but it also wouldn't surprise me that Flight 17 takes off today, and I'm talking about McCall Hardman. So it wouldn't shock me if McCall Hardman had an explosive play in the game too. So I can see the total going over. It'll be a shootout, but I think I have it 35-31 Chiefs.
So, Chuck, from a fan perspective, if we're just taking out the gambling, the Chiefs have basically taken care of who they should have in the season, and then the 50-50 games are the toss-ups. They just didn't go your way early. You just have to win the next 2 weeks. You have to take out Washington this week, and you take out the Titans next week, and all will be good again in the world. And then we're going to get fired up, Chuck joining, saying we're about to blow them out and cover the spread. Just from a gambling perspective, 6.5 on the road is just something not fun to do. Think you'll be able to get them at a better price live if you want to be backing it there. So that's where I think this is a nice spot to be betting. But from points wise, you're talking about how you like Washington to be able to move the ball. Do you think this goes over?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say this, Ricky Seals-Jones, he's been a popular name all week for the Washington football team, and I get that. But you're not going to see Daniel Sorensen as much like you used to. Now, does that mean Ricky Seals-Jones still can't do his thing? Nah, I think Ricky Seals-Jones, he may be able to have a decent game, but I would proceed with caution a little bit on that. Like, honestly, I would sprinkle something on DeAndre Carter for any anytime touchdown. It wouldn't surprise me if DeAndre Carter had a better game than Ricky Seals-Jones. Especially
that's
in DFS.
Bullpen would love that one. That
you
seems
would
like a little
consider in DFS.
helicopter play right there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What's the number on that? Let me get the number. Who you said? What player now?
DeAndre Carter.
You probably can't get online on him, but I'll
They probably don't even have them added in fantasy.
they don't even have him on
either.
the book.
They don't have him on the book.
Do they have him as I'll see if they have him as a touchdown scorer.
But yeah.
It's plus 390. It's actually not as crazy as I would think. Plus 390. Worth a sprinkle, I suppose.
Yeah. So
yeah,
man.
like Curtis Samuel's just been out the whole season. That's been a terrible thing for that Washington team.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, we should be able to win the game, but I expect it to be close.
Likewise.
So we had Michael and Eddie are fighting in the comments, getting ready for their stream. What are your best bets in this game for today, if you haven't given them out already?
Oh, my fault. That's for me. Okay, I thought you said myself. My fault. Honestly, bro, like I didn't really get a chance to get a good look in the books this morning, but I mentioned earlier Terry McLaurin. You definitely take his receiving props. Like nothing too crazy. Like if it's like plus money, like maybe plus 100 or something on it. But I would look at Tyreek Hill. I would look for his receiving props. Anytime touchdown, he should at least get a touchdown in this game for sure. And then another one is, this is like another long shot play for me. Jet McKinnon, Jared McKinnon, like he had an increase in snaps last week during that Buffalo game, and there was a couple times where he was open in the flats, but Patrick didn't find them. I think he will have an opportunity to get his today, so you may want to look at him for like receptions if you can. And because Washington right now, they're a team that's giving it up against pass catching running backs, so that'll be another long shot angle to look at right there.
If someone's starting Williams today in their running back spot, how confident should they be feeling?
Daryl's gonna get a good opportunity, man. Washington, they've been giving it up in general. You know what I mean? Like you seen last week, Alvin Kamara, he had a nice game, and I'm not saying that Darrell Williams could beat Alvin Kamara because Alvin Kamara is levels. You know what I mean? But Darrell Williams, I think he'll have a decent game today. I ain't gonna say 100 yards rushing, but I say he'll get like, at best, maybe 70 yards rushing, maybe.
Yeah, no, I got him going in our leagues. That's what I'm saying. I need you to make me feel confident in starting him today.
Yeah.
You should have started Ahmed. He's killing, balling.
Yeah,
that's
my life is hell.
That Myles Gaskin stuff was a one-trick pony last week.
Man, like I said, I'm on the Washington football team money line this game. I'm just playing, man. I'm just kidding.
I was waiting for the line. I was like, if he doesn't give out the line, he's playing.
I'm fucking lying. I'm not betting on them. Defensive line, man, come on. I'm saying right now, the most underachieving unit in all of football is the Washington football team's defensive line. Them motherfuckers had me talking about them like they were the greatest defensive line of all fucking time before the season started. I have to cuss because they made me look like a fool. Like they made me look so stupid to start this season that I'm personally like I'm offended. I'm fucking offended. Like
Bro.
it's just there's no explanation. The only person that should get a check on that defensive line is Jonathan Allen. That's it. Everyone else should be playing for fucking free until they win a game. Until they're the reason they win a game.
So Chase Young's a fraud? Chase Young's a fraud?
That's not what you're not going to see. You see, you're not going to do that to me. I didn't say that. I would never say that about Chase Young, but he has not lived up to the hype. He had a great year last year, a great rookie season, but he's underperformed based on expectations. The expectations change when people start talking about you in a certain light. And like I said, the only defensive lineman that deserves to earn their check right now, that has earned their check, is Jonathan Allen. That's it. Nobody else on that line at all has played up to making their money. No one should get paid.
I feel you. But one quick thing, before I guess we wrap this up. Washington, man, listen, man, Daniel Snyder, man, he's going to hell with gasoline draws on, man, because how the heck you just going to randomly all of a sudden just try to retire Sean Taylor's jersey to cover up your little nonsense that you got going on with your previous emails, dog? And Sean Taylor's family didn't even know about this.
Shout out to that. Shout out to you bringing awareness to this.
Yeah, bro.
We all know that there's a scandal going on in Washington with a bunch of emails and something in regards to a bunch of cheerleaders being paid off by the organization. It's gotten pretty ugly. I mean, but we've known that Daniel Snyder's a scumbag. Like we've known this. This is not a new development. It's just sad that you do this. You don't even warn his family. It's all this negative all this negative PR. And it's like, oh, let's just retire his number so that the fans are in there. So like we mar it with something positive. It's disgusting. And but that's to be expected from an organization like this. You expect this sort of thing at this point. Like it's a PR. They've literally been in a PR nightmare for the last 15 years.
Every time they have one good season, it's just like, all right, they're gonna build on it. Like the past RG3 season, it's just the wheels just come flying off every single time, regardless of what happens. It's just organizational, like you guys are saying.
So yeah, you can get this one out of me. Fuck Daniel Snyder. He's a fucking burger.
Exactly. Like Sean Taylor should have had his jersey retired. He should have had his ceremony, all that, dude. Like, come on, man.
Hey, man, this is what they do. It's fucked up, but it's just that's the game is the game. But just real quick, if you guys aren't already following Bad Luck Chuck, C-Pen for the win.
Mm-hmm.
How about to call you a Saint super fan? Chiefs super fan. Bad Luck Chuck, C-Pen for the win. Make sure you guys check out Kingdom Cast, which is his podcast. It's all things Kansas City Chiefs. A couple of his homies and him do that regularly. Make sure you guys tap in with him. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Rex, you got anything else?
No, appreciate you, Chuck. Make sure to be tapping in with him.
My brother. Peace. And on to the next one. Next game that we're on today is
the New York Giants versus the Los Angeles Rams. Hopefully a nod will be popping up any second here, but we got I'm not even going to try to or even joke about it. We don't have a chance of a home dog here. Rams are laying 7.5. We got a total right at 50 or 49.5, depending on your books. Looks like Jones is good to go today. So good luck for that aspect. I mean, I'd probably be sitting him if I saw that Rams defensive line that's just going right at him today.
With the points. Give me the
You're
Giants
taking the Giants with the points?
Give me the Giants with the points. Give me the Giants with the points. Give me the Giants with the points.
Why?
Because it's just how the shit goes, man. You take them with the points. They're going to cover. You want me to lie to you?
No, I'm just saying that if there's one game that I wouldn't want Jones to be playing after that concussion, this is the one because I'd be putting Glennon in real quick.
Giants with the points. And bet it confidently. Don't be scared. Bet it confidently. I mean it. Giants with the points.
let's see. Maybe I hope Spin Doctor's ready. If we throw him on and he ain't ready, we'll drop him right back off. Is Sosa talking crazy speak to me right now? Or are you taking Giants with the points too?
Giants against the Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Duh.
Absolutely. Look, guys. Hi, everybody, by the way. So,
my brother.
Yeah. No, look, I'll just come out hot right away. Look, Daniel Jones has been a top 15 quarterback stats wise each of the weeks that he's started. Not only is he clear, but he's also got his all of his receiving options back now, except for Galladay. So Sterling Shepard, which was his top target getter before injury, is back. Kadarius Toney is going to play, and I believe Darius Slayton's going to play. So my thought here is that, do I think that the Giants can win the game? I don't know about that one, but I do think that they can definitely keep it close. This is also a type of game where you look at a team like the Rams traveling west to east, that they don't necessarily lose, but they don't win going away either. There's a number of examples of this, of a good team going coast to coast to play a mediocre below average team and struggling. I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't a slugfest. I wouldn't be surprised if the under hit on this one. I would not be surprised if this was a 1 to 3 point game until the very, very end.
All right. Maybe I'm the crazy talk then today.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
At least he gave some reasoning. He just didn't say Giants with the points over and over again. I needed something.
It's the correct pick. It's like it's
I know, but I need a little. The people need a little juice when you're saying
it's just a correct play.
Like
I know everybody's like, oh my God, the Rams are gonna blow them out, and I get it. I get it. That's what y'all should think, because they're a better team. But Daniel Jones has played good. The defense has played better. Kadarius Toney is a legit playmaker. They're not.
Yeah. One more thing about that game too. I've been saying this in a number of places, is that actually I recommended to everybody that's a VIP to pick up Devonte Booker this week. I always believe that production and points are born out of familiarity and opportunity. This is his second year in the system, I believe. And he has every opportunity in the world. So what I will say about Devonte Booker is it going to be pretty? No. Is it going to be where you're going to see him bust off a bunch of big runs and make a bunch of fancy plays and all that? No. However, he is a guy that's probably going to get 20 to 25 touches. And in today's NFL, anytime you have a guy that's familiar with a system that has some weapons elsewhere in the offense and that's going to get 20 to 25 touches, that guy has value. So would I start him over like, Ezekiel Elliott or Dalvin? No, of course not. That's silly. However, if you're on the fence for a flex play, there is a lot of value in Devonte Booker this week. I would not be surprised if he scores a touchdown. I would not be surprised if he's probably not going to get a ton of yards. Like I'm seeing like a 18 to 20 carry, like 68 to 75 yard game. So again, it's certainly not going to look pretty, but whenever you have a guy that's going to touch the ball that much, there's always value there.
Sounds good with that one. Yeah. Booker, I doubt he's available any longer unless you're in the short league for your fantasy football wise. But we got 10 minutes till our next guest joins us. And we got probably, I don't know, I think this might be the matchup that I'm looking forward to most today. The Chargers versus the Ravens. So we got 10 minutes to duke it out here if anyone's brave enough to think that the Chargers are going to win this game. But Sosa, I know this is probably your favorite game of the day. Talk to me.
Well, come on. Like, seriously. Is it a serious – you see, this is the thing. It's like, I know everyone's becoming a Charger fan. They're the media darlings. Oh, my God, they're so good. Their quarterback's pretty. Looks like the guy from the Remember the Titans movie. Even more than Trevor Lawrence. He looks like a more to me than Trevor Lawrence. I just, they're the flavor of the week, and that's what's up. But Lamar Jackson finna handle business. It's not. Come on, he's the best football player on the planet, bro.
Yep. Look,
that's all I got. I mean, not all I got, but he's the best, bro. He just come on. He's gonna win the game.
I'm not gonna pick a side on this one, but there's a couple props that I'll give out as official picks that I do like. The first one is Keenan Allen over 6.5 receptions at -115. The couple deep metrics on this one. Allen runs 61% of his routes in the slot, and he faces off against Tavon Young, who takes almost all of the D snaps in the slot. So out of 113 cornerbacks, Young is 89th in coverage grade. Allen is 5 inches taller and 25 pounds heavier, but they run the same 40 time. And Allen not only leads the team in target share, but he's gone over this number 3 of 5 games, and it would have been 4 out of 5 and maybe even 5 out of 5 if it hadn't been for penalties. So when you do that math and I put it into my model, that gives Allen approximately 5 catches versus Young alone, just based on target share, and doesn't factor in the other 39% of the routes that he runs elsewhere. So I think that this line is actually not the greatest. I think that this should probably be 7.5. So I would very, very comfortably take Keenan Allen over 6.5 receptions. The other one is Lamar Jackson over 69.5 rushing yards. Sosa already spoke to it. I mean, his talent is out of this universe right now. 69.5 rushing yards at -110. The Chargers rank 31st in rush DVOA, and they've allowed this number to 4 out of 5 running backs they faced this season. And I said running backs because really that's what Lamar is, because he's such a dual threat. The other thing is Latavius Murray, who has become I quote, the lead back in Baltimore. Cut that shit out. Lamar is the lead back.
We know who stirs the drink, right?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Latavius Murray has been extremely ineffective. He's averaging barely 3 yards a carry in two games since starting. He's the best. Lamar is the best rushing option by far. And when you look at the lines, when you compare the lines, with the exception of Joey Bosa for the Chargers, the other on the right, the rest of the line strongly favors the Ravens. The Chargers offensive line, their other guys are ranked 55th, 78th, and 105th out of 116 people. Meanwhile, the Ravens have 3 guys in the top 28. So football's won in the trenches. There should be more than enough opportunity here for Lamar. There should also be more than enough way for their offensive line to win the line of scrimmage. I wouldn't expect him to run at Bosa a whole lot, so I would expect a lot of runs up the middle and off left. But when you compare the rest of the lines, there's a huge advantage for the Ravens. So those are my 2 plays for that one.
I'm actually on Latavius Murray to get in the end zone today. I think he scores. I think instead of Lamar keeping it, I think he hands it off at inside the 5, and Latavius gets a touchdown. It's at +115. I personally like that. And my other play is shout out to Trevor Lawrence. God damn.
Yeah, that was a great toss. Marvin Jones on the corner.
Kid special, man. Oh man. Baltimore. Why isn't it popping up in my book? Come on, Wi-Fi. I have him, and I have 2 other bets in this game. I like Austin Eckler to sprinkle 420, plus 420 to score 2 touchdowns, and also Austin Eckler plus 600 to score the first touchdown of the game.
Spin woke up and chose violence with the stats.
That's what I do.
I've never heard that one before.
That's what I do. Come on now.
Well, I mean, everybody and their mother is ready, is just so ready to just bet their fucking house on Justin Herbert being Jesus. So for me, it's people are going to be extremely shocked.
Yeah. I would say for Herbert, I would say just stay away from his props. I think that all his prop lines, touchdowns and yards, are extremely snug today. You're not getting real good juice on any of them for the value. If you wanted to bet his yardage prop, I forget what it was at, but I looked at it late last night. I think I remember saying to myself, like, I wouldn't talk anybody off that one. But I don't, it's just, there's just not a lot of value there. Like I said, the only individual matchup that I like when I look at it would be Keenan Allen against Tavon Young. The other thing that to keep in mind here too is Mike Williams is really banged up.
Yes.
In fact, they actually haven't even ruled him as active yet. They said he is expected to play, but his knee was really, really swelled up, and he was having a lot of problems cutting. So from a fantasy perspective, I don't necessarily know. I mean, you'd have to be really, really deep to bench Mike Williams in fantasy. I would not use him for DFS. And, he on the outside. So Mike Williams runs almost half of his routes on the left. And on the left, he will see a lot of Humphrey. And that is it's just an average matchup for him. So just very, very average matchup under normal circumstances. When you factor in the fact that he's banged up, and that's another reason why I think it'll push more work, more receiving yards to Keenan Allen. Another one, just real quick, Donald Parham over 1.5 catches. It's at minus 120. He's been a lot more involved in the offense. He was only in on 10 to 15% of the snaps the first 2 weeks. That's up to a 2-to-1 only advantage now. So he's playing almost 35% of the snaps now. And he's actually seen 3+ targets in, I think, 3 of the last 4 games. So I'm not saying I would go bet the house on that one, but if you want to sprinkle a third of a unit or a half a unit or something like that, there are far, far worse things to bet on in this game.
All right. So I guess a great way to segue into the next game, especially since you mentioned you'd have to be extremely deep to bench Mike Williams. Would you start potentially T. Higgins over Mike Williams today, given we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Detroit Lions? So when the Lions are up, who's joining us.
Here he is, my boy.
What is up?
What's good?
T. Higgins, you feeling him spin?
So Higgins is probably going to see a good amount of Jerry Jacobs today. And I would probably say that's it's a slight advantage to Higgins. I don't know that I would give him like a gigantic advantage. The thing that I think is going to hurt T. Higgins' fantasy value is just the fact that Jamar Chase is getting so many targets. He's got 10+ targets in 2 games. And I mean, the whole LSU connection is really, really hooking up. And Chase has a much, much bigger advantage on the opposite side and in the slot against the other Lions cornerbacks. So I would probably say I would have to play Mike Williams, but I certainly can understand the thinking about wanting to sub in T. The only thing that I just get afraid of with T is that he just gets his volume cannibalized.
But Bakari, how you doing? Talk to me.
But I'm not
about your Lions.
Turn over to the Lions guy. Go, man.
You already know. I was looking at this game, and I'm like, I'm not really that scared of the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a good team. Jamar Chase going to do his thing. Joe Burrow going to go off. But I'm like, guys, we might win today. Especially after my boy, Dan Campbell. Guys, you just don't know how it feels to actually have a coach that gives a shit about your team finally.
It matters.
With that emotion, like he really wanted to win that team. Obviously, everybody wanted to win that game last week. I just feel like our defense is actually playing better than it looks on paper, surprisingly. So I think it's going to be a close one. I got the Lions plus 3.5. But I might go hit that money line too. I caught the plus 3.5 at minus 115. But I'm feeling it. Might have to hit that money line too. I see all my people's in the comments hitting that money line. It got to happen today. Just got to win. Jaguars probably going to win today too. We got to get one too, baby.
Hey, man, I'm not betting that, but
yeah, after those two losses, what you said about Dan Campbell and the coaches and coaching, like losing those games back to back is brutal. And to use that, he cares. The locker room's bought in. It's just kind of where they need this win, because when are they eventually going to tap out? Because there's only so much losing, only so much heart from the coach that a team could potentially take. Because the veterans are bought in. It's just, are your rookies and are your younger guys going to be bought into this? But man, it would make me happy if they finally get one through here, because I'm not saying this Bengals team is fraudulent by any means, but they're just hanging in all these close games regardless of who they're playing week in and week out so far.
That's what I was seeing too. And I was like, they're not really blowing out anybody. They're not really like running up the score. I'm like, we hung around with Baltimore Ravens. We hung around with the Packers. We came back against the San Francisco 49ers. All, I feel like, way better teams than the Bengals.
So you're saying that the Bengals could have lost every game they've played so far? Yeah, because they should have lost all but one of them. But again, the only game I give that they really went out and beat a team was Pittsburgh. And now we all know Ben Roethlisberger is a geriatric. He's old as fuck. He shouldn't be playing in the NFL anymore. He should be – but he can't do TV because we know what he did as in regular life. So I mean, it's just time for him to retire and go do whatever the fuck it is Brett Favre does. Like,
he'll be on that Jay Cutler cut, just be out there just living.
What's Brett Favre doing now other than Wrangler commercials? Oh, he's doing the copper fit commercials. That's right. That's what he's doing.
I think he rides around on his tractor and shit.
Yeah, like just go do some shit like that, Ben. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get the fuck out of town. We don't – come on, my boy. Like, just scram. You know what I mean? Like,
get out of here.
And listen, here's the thing. I know this is going to be the most controversial thing I've probably seen. But listen, if Ben could be fine in Pittsburgh, they might as well just call Deshaun Watson's agent right now. Call that nigga's agent right now. Listen, we dealt with this before. We've been here before. Just we'll work it out.
My time will like
that's what they need to do. Get on the phone, bro. We've been here before, bro. Like, this is not the first time.
No.
Pull up.
Yeah, look, stats wise too. Everything that you guys are saying matches up with the Bengals. A number of guys in their starting lineup are performing well above expectation. They have had multiple performances, Jamar Chase included, even though I love the guy, has had multiple performances over expectation. So, I would not be surprised if the Lions win this game either. I'm not going to bet it myself. The only matchup that I really, really like in this game would be Jamar Chase versus Jerry Jacobs. I think that he's a different type of receiver than T. Higgins is. I think that he has a distinct speed advantage there. So I wouldn't talk anybody off of any Jamar Chase props, but for the game itself, I am sincerely cheering for the Lions because man, just watching Dan Campbell's passion is unreal, man. I love that. I love that dude.
That's what I'm feeling. Love to hear it.
Nope.
Well, listen, it's okay for y'all to say this, man. Jamar Chase is a generational talent. He's generational. All right. We don't use that. If you really know sports, we don't throw that term around lightly. He's one of them guys. He's one of them ones. It ain't no way to take him out of game. Mm-hmm. He's gonna get his. And the fact that he's doing already at 21 years old is like he's no matter who he plays. It don't matter who's lined up on the other side. He's gonna get his because he's just one of them ones. Whether it's taking people a couple of games to realize that, because a couple of us knew. Like, we knew. We didn't give a fuck about that preseason bullshit. We knew, like, he's one of them ones.
He dropped the ball, though, man. He dropped one ball.
But see, that's the thing. He
dropped one ball.
It's just like, and I have to reference this because I'm so happy that we're gonna able to have this. We have this soundbite. When Russell Westbrook had like 15 turnovers the other night, he was like, "It's preseason. Good thing it don't count. I'll turn that bitch over 15 more times. I don't give a fuck. Like, the game doesn't count."
Right.
But when the game's actually, like, you see it with Jamar Chase, when it matters, he's shown up. The kid's generational, man. It's no way around it. He just, like I said, he's one of them ones. And whether it took y'all a minute to see it, you're tuned in now. He's one of them ones.
One more play that I like as a sprinkle would be a Deandre Swift anytime touchdown. That's at plus 125.
I'm on that too.
Yep. I actually like Jamar Chase's outlook a lot today. Bengals have actually given up a lot of points to running back receptions this year. They've actually not done very well with running backs who can catch the ball. I think that if you want to take a look at it too, any of DeAndre Swift's props make sense.
Yeah, he's been a nice cash cow for me this season, so I'm gonna keep riding him.
And let's hear the full card from you.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I got Joe Mixon anytime to score. That's still at a good value. I got it at -105. DeAndre Swift anytime to score. DraftKings had it over at +140. And then Lions +3.5 at -115. And I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that Lions money line too, baby. Let's go.
Where's the flag? Where's that flag?
Where's that, baby? Right here.
Yeah, there it is.
Lions first win of the season is happening today. You heard it right now. 11:18 Sunday, 10:17. Let's go, my guys.
No one brings more energy, and the people's favorite analyst that taps in every week, your Lions correspondent. Make sure you all be tuning in with him on Twitter. Great follow. Always great support from him. Anything else you guys want to say for this one?
I just want to say that I think of all Sunday morning quarterbacks correspondents, I refer to Bakari as the people's champ because he really is. Seriously.
Facts. The people have spoken.
Like The Rock, man, is the people's champ.
They love him, man. They
I
love
love
him.
I love all you guys.
They really love this guy.
Best show on the internet. You
That's
already know.
That's a fact. Appreciate you, my brother. Make
All
sure
right,
y'all tap in with my guy. Best of luck to your Lions.
Yep, agreed.
People on time now either be really happy or really sad.
There's no other way to put that. It's probably going to be the latter. Man, was it McLaughlin's their kicker? He'll probably nail a 58-yarder today or something.
The best is the meme that he drops. I want to die.
With the lion jumping over the lion
in
or
the
whatever. Yeah, no one else has that good of a Lions correspondent, if they even have a Lions correspondent on their team.
Hey, most teams wish that they had a cheerleader like him. And so for the Lions, man, they are a lucky team to have a cheerleader like Bakari.
Facts.
Let's get stick to the NFC North, bring in divisional matchup. Our man, Steven Carlson, 97, always in the car streams. You got a seatbelt on, but don't look like you're moving. So thank you for your safety. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. I always laugh when I watch Bakari just because like how do you have that much energy every week? Like, you know what's going to happen. You know you're going to get your heart ripped out every single time, but you're always coming in like, yo, this is the week. We win it right now.
Hey, man, that just lets you know he has a positive outlook on life, not just football.
Like, I mean, like, we're
Steven, what are you liking for us today?
Like, we're 3-2, and I still think we fucking suck. Like I can never come in expecting to win once. And I mean, I definitely don't see it this week, bro. I mean, the Packers have had our number for pretty much since I was born. Like, these are just the weeks I hate to see. Everybody's like, oh, big rivalry game. I'm like, at this point, it's just like, it's like the David versus Goliath, but in the scenario where Goliath wins every single time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of want to be positive. I mean, Spin Doctor will let me know how Fields' health is because I know he's up to date on that. It's just with a low total. You got 44 here. You got, Chicago. It's probably going to be fucking windy. I'm just pulling that up. It's going with the field, so the wind really won't matter that much because each team will have that advantage. It's just with the low total, and when you're getting basically 6, it's tough to be laying that, even though how much to you said Rodgers has his numbers. But this is a game where Rodgers is just going to determine if they win by 7 or if they win by 24 because he should be able to throw across the defensive line pretty easily. Will the run game be there? And my biggest concern is Herbert. Isn't he going to be getting all the reps today because it's Demont and Williams both out?
Yep. Yeah. Montgomery's still on the IR and Williams is He's out this week. I think this is the only game he's probably going to miss, but he is out today.
Yeah, so Herbert getting that full load, first game that he's going to be doing that. It's just I just have concerns for that Chicago offense today, but I really want to be taking that +6 that's sitting out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because that Green Bay defense can make any quarterback look pretty good, but I don't know. And unless they really just let Fields kind of run around and improvise pretty much everything, then I think the offense isn't going to be great. So, I mean, my play is to do what I've been doing the last 2 weeks and just keep betting against the Bears and take the Packers -6 or 6.5 or whatever it's at.
It's at 5.5 on some as well. That's where getting the 6 is your best bet if you want to take the Bears, but you're definitely playing the 5.5 instead of laying a -6 with the Packers.
Yeah, so I'd take the Packers -5.5 and just hope that means that the Bears continue their win streak and win again.
So you're just happy to donate money to the books if your team wins?
Yes, it's why I only do like a quarter or a half unit on just betting against the Bears and hoping that it works out for me in the end.
Yeah. Rex, to your question about Fields, yeah, he's got a slightly hyperextended knee. He should be fine. It is his plant leg, but not really expecting it to be much of a hindrance for him. I would, I don't really have a side in this game. I actually stayed away from most all props in this game, except for one that I will give out. Robert Tonyan is just straight up ass this year. They're not looking for him. He's lost playing time to Mercedes Lewis. He's actually, I think he's lost 20% of his snaps already. In 4 or 5 games this season, he has 8 or less receiving yards. 8, like not even 10, 8. And he's also got 4 or less targets in those same games. So against the Bears, he averages 1.5 receptions and less than 20 yards a game. His line at the start of the week was at 30, and it got bet way down to 22.5. That's still too high. Robert Tonyan, under 22.5 receiving yards, -115. I would actually not be surprised if he finishes with like 1 catch for 6 yards. Mercedes Lewis has completely taken over the tight end receptions in this one. You also have Aaron Rodgers' favorite, Randall Cobb, who actually has a really, really good matchup in the slot when he does play. Obviously Devonte Adams is going to get his. He's just getting swallowed up by volume, and he's got less than a 50% catch rate. So with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, the one thing that's always remained true is that if you don't catch the ball, he ain't throwing it to you. So I would say bet Robert Tonyan under 22.5 receiving yards. I would be very, very I wish I could get like an alternate line of like under 12.5.
Man, he doesn't want to fade him as hard as possible.
Yeah, we were talking about Tonyan being the guy to step up this season. He's like, this dude stinks.
No, don't play him in fantasy. Don't play him in DFS. VIP's cashed with him. I gave that out last week, and I said this week, I am pounding this well until it runs dry.
Akbar, Dan Arnold fucking dropped a crucial third down in the first quarter. Fuck that guy.
Yep.
All right, Steven, any other plays that you have for the day or anything you want to give out? We really appreciate you having that seatbelt on in that car when you're not moving. Safety is number 1 on Sunday morning.
One man got his seatbelt on in a parked car.
Yeah, but I'm always out here. I got to drop off my football slips to a place that's like an hour away every Sunday morning.
Okay.
So I'm always like in the middle of my drive trying to make sure I find a spot that's still got pretty good service and get on and record and hopefully have everybody hear me. Sometimes the seatbelt is just too far down on the list.
And there goes the internet. He jinxed it.
Right. And there it is. Like he's like, I'm looking for it. There goes the signal. There it is.
Classic.
Follow Steven.
Well, Steven, we appreciate you. Make sure to be tapping in with him, following him on Twitter. Now it's back to being good. But, Steven, we appreciate you tapping in with us. big things in the work with Steven coming up for
College
what
football
season's
season,
coming around.
less than a month away.
sir.
Less than a month away.
Yes, sir.
College
That's
basketball
my
season.
favorite time of year, baby.
You already know, man. Right, I can't.
All right,
We're
guys.
looking forward to that for sure. Make sure you guys are locked in with our boy Steven. And hopefully your Bears do something. I mean, you bet against them every fucking week.
Hey, Matt.
He's out.
You really cut him off.
It's to the point where we're back to being perfectly on time with the show. So
Right.
Let's keep it on. Probably the second game that I'm most looking forward to today. You know who we're bringing in when Cleveland's coming up, taking on the Cardinals. Our man,
The
the
go,
helicopter extraordinaire,
The guy.
Bullpen Bets.
Mr. Helicopter Money himself. Yes, sir.
What's going on?
What's good, my brother? How are you? How are you today? Another great week last week. Enjoy your positivity and your winning ways. So just trying to stick to the script and keep doing that, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have to win money. Like, that's how I get a paycheck. So, yeah, like we have some very disappointed women in this house if I don't get cash. So, yeah, let's keep it going. I actually agree with Rex on the Bears take. I am betting the Bears today +6. And that's pretty much that on that. I just think that it's a division game and the Packers defense is shit. But on a DFS note, it's better to be a week early than a week late. So, Odell Beckham Jr., Baker Mayfield, anybody that you've been playing and hasn't done well, you can just stick with it, especially if you're doing multiple lineups and big tournaments, big GPP things. I'll be rostering Odell Beckham Jr. again today. He probably will cost me some more money today, but I'm going to continue to do it. Especially, I mean, you got to be out of your mind to roster Odell Beckham Jr. today in fantasy. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So hopefully that pays off eventually. I mean, I still think he's an elite receiver. I mean, Cleveland's a mess. Let's face it. Their defense, they have so many injuries. We've seen it last week. Guys are coming off the field. I mean, when Ward left after the halftime, Newsom's out, was out. He's playing today, but just because these guys are playing at the start of the game, that doesn't mean they're going to finish the game. So when you got a bunch of questionable tags on these guys, that's what's scary about that. Yeah, they're questionable, they're playing, but then they don't finish the game. I mean, they had Grady Williams out, Newsom out, Ward out, and they still almost won the game. And they actually would have if we didn't have some calls go against us, but that's for another show. I just think that the Browns, I still think they're the best team. I do. I said it in week 1. I think they're better than the Chiefs. I think they're better than the Cardinals. Speaking of the Cardinals, shout out to SpinDoc and our boy at Jammer Bets. On one of the round tables, we had it pegged to Arizona 7-1 to win that division. Not that we knew they were going to win, but the value was there compared to the other 3 teams. And we were pretty much spot on that. So I hope somebody was watching and bet that. But yeah, that was good on our part. Obviously, that's panned out well so far. But Arizona,
I might have secretly done that.
Yeah, that was where the value was.
I might have secretly done that 2.5 months before the season started.
Yeah. I mean, the value was there with them.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean they're gonna. It's still early, and the Rams look good. But I think we were spot on that, so that was good. But Arizona's a mess today too. Murray's banged up. Chandler Jones is out. They have a string of injury. They don't have a tight end yet. They just picked up Ertz, but he's not going to be playing today. So
that could have been the biggest fantasy football week of all time. Would he get both points if he started?
I was wondering that myself, but
I know SpinDoc brought that one up, but
Yeah,
oh my God, that would have been nuts.
Yeah, I checked. You can only play in 1 game a week.
Yeah, by rule, you're not allowed to play 2 games in a week. You can't if it's like a separate week, like Dan Arnold played on a Thursday night and then he immediately played the next week for Jacksonville, but he couldn't it couldn't work.
Yeah,
it's not allowed.
One other thing, bullpen that for Arizona is Cliff Kingsbury and their quarterbacks coach are both out today with COVID. Now, you might think, okay, fine, whatever, but that's not insignificant because Kingsbury is the primary offensive play caller and quarterbacks coach is the Kyler's go-to guy during the game. Do I think it'll have a huge impact? No, but you also got to remember is that now the team's going to have to adapt to somebody else calling plays today.
Yeah, it's not an ideal situation. That's for sure. And the line, I mean, it really just doesn't even make sense. Arizona getting points, they're undefeated. The Browns are a mess. Like, if you're just looking at the lines in the newspaper, like back in the day as a common bettor, you'd be all over Arizona. Why wouldn't you be? So, I think Cleveland's going to win today. It's not going to be an official. I'm not going to bet on it, but I do think they win the game. They're in a better spot. They're pissed. That game last week was disappointing because we lost, but I came out of that game feeling really well about that team. They were both of their starting tackles were out. They had literally nobody. JOK left the game. He had to go to the hospital with a neck contusion. He's fine. But they had nobody playing, and they still almost won the game. Mike Williams got off for a couple, and that's because of the, mix up in the backfield. They look phenomenal. The offensive line for Cleveland last week did an outstanding job considering they're missing their, two of their best guys. Baker had time. Everything's going fine. Hunt and Chubb look phenomenal. Them guys are – somebody was talking about Zeke and Pollard. Well, you'd be nuts to take them two over Chubb and Hunt. Like Chubb and Hunt, I'd take Chubb right now over pretty much any running back. He's not playing today, which is a concern. Hunt's banged up, which is a concern. But I still, they got the best backfield. I still think they got the best offensive line. They might have the best defender in Myles Garrett in the whole league. The guy's an animal. And they're going to be pissed off today after losing that game. They are not going to be happy. They're going to come in and Arizona's just the opposite. They're coming in. It's cocktails and dreams over there. It's their 5-0. Everybody's happy.
Champagne and caviar in Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just think that the spot favors the Browns. Now all the injuries are definitely a concern. We seen it last week.
No coaches today for
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, but Landry's out again, and Landry's my guy. When he's in, we talked about it last week, I get excited. Baker gets excited. Everybody's excited. He's out again this week. So I was in our quarterback chat talking turbo on the Browns, talking them up earlier this week. They're going to win by double digits. And I get excited. I do. I get excited. But with Landry being out, that guy is just so important to this offense.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to see it Thursday night that's why he's not playing. I think he's good to go, but they don't want him to play 2 games in a week,
a short week.
Yeah. So yeah. And I think they're going to wax Denver Thursday night, but I don't know.
He said wax them though. Ooh.
Absolutely. The Browns, when the Browns get healthy, they're going to be something to reckon with. They're 3-2 now. They could very easily be 5-0. The punter is a disaster for the Browns.
This is the problem for me, bullpen. Baker Mayfield's holding the team back right now.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. Baker will be fine. He'll be fine. He's hurt. He's banged
I'm not
up.
saying he won't be fine. But
he's hurt. The offensive line, you got to look at what he's dealing with. Landry's a safety blanket. He's out.
He's missing a lot of. You watched the game against Minnesota, and I was on the Browns. I like the Browns. I've been on the Browns. They're a one bad punt away from one bad punt and a couple of defensive breakdowns away from not losing any games. I'm not disputing the talents there, but against Minnesota, even though you won the game, Baker was so bad. Just the film was just him just missing a lot. And he's continuously missing. Last week, a couple of throws he hits. You guys win the game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I agree.
That's my only thing. Y'all have talent across the board.
Yeah.
I do agree with you. I do think you have the best running game in football. Obviously, you're also banged up on the offensive line. Wirfs is not healthy. You guys have got guys you've drafted and invested a lot in missing time, but Baker also has not been great in situational football, and that for me is an issue. It's just a bit of an issue because if I were OBJ, I would be mad. This guy's missing you. I mean, like just missing him on like easy standard throws.
I know.
So that's my thing. I feel like he's holding you guys back right now. I really do.
We're not happy about it as a member of the dog pound here. We're not happy about the Baker situation, but I'm not concerned about it either. Not in the least. I think he'll be fine. It's early in the season. He's got a new offensive coordinator. He's been riddled with injuries as far as himself and the parts around him. When the Browns
hurts, Jesus.
Yeah, for sure. And once everybody gets healthy, if that ever happens, see, now there's some teams, some seasons, it's just like that. It's injury after injury. You can't catch a break. You get a bad call, this and that and this.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be just that year for Cleveland, hopefully not. I think it's going to be fine. They're 3-2.
I think you guys are fine as well. I think
they lost
is next level though.
Oh, for sure. They lost in the Chargers and in Kansas City. I mean, that's nothing to hang your head about.
Not at all.
That those are tough losses. Those are tough. Some of the best teams in the AFC. And I've been hearing a lot of stuff about the play calling. They're not throwing the ball down the field. They're not opening up the offense. Lottie-dottie. Well, a lot of that has to do with we haven't played a division game yet either. And they're just not going to show all their cards, before they really have to. I mean, these games are important. Everyone is in the NFL. But we all know that the division games is where you get your bread and butter.
Absolutely.
So
what do you like for today to wrap it up? What do you like for your card today to wrap it up? We're starting to run a little.
All right. I got some official plays. I'm going to go with the under 48 at -110. Kareem Hunt over 22.5 reception yards, -110. Austin Hooper over 22.5 reception yards, -110. Those are the three official plays. Like I said, I'm on the Bears also +6. So,
no Felton touchdown today.
I do think Felton's going to score a touchdown. I love Felton. He's my favorite player.
I'm on the Felton touchdown. If you're not, I'm on it. It's because of you.
It's at +240 on DraftKings.
All right,
and I do like that. I'm not going to bet it. I expected it to be higher. The +240, I don't think there's much value there. Now, obviously, if he scores a touchdown, you cash a ticket, and it's a great day.
Right.
But at +240, though, man. Yeah,
it's a good point.
The guy might get 9-10 offensive sign. I mean, who knows? He might. Who knows? Cleveland's such a mess. Who knows? But yeah, I wouldn't blame anybody for betting Demetric Felton touchdown today. I actually thought about it myself. I just expected higher odds on it.
James Robinson just got into the end zone.
Beautiful.
Well, Bullpen, we appreciate you. Make sure to be tapping in with him each weekend.
Bullpen bets.
One of the goals every Sunday.
Hey, thanks, guys, and thanks, Spin Doc, for all the help with the DFS and stuff.
My pleasure, my friend.
Yeah,
appreciate you, brother.
You help me out. He helps me out every week. Appreciate it. See you guys.
My pleasure, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Make sure you guys are tapped in with Bullpen bets. I'll go down to St. Louis.
This one's easy. See you, Spin Doctor. See you, Sosa. See you, myself. You two just do get out. There's not much more to say. This is your
Mike.
What's up, bro?
What's good, bro? What's good?
What's going on, man? Are you a little worried about like what's going on today? Tell me your mindset right now. I mean, y'all never been, bro. Y'all a dome team. Y'all pampered with y'all little rich man facilities. And what is it gonna feel like to come out in the cold and play football and actually have a defense ready to smack y'all up? Tell me.
Okay, look. Coming out in the cold. Is it really cold? It don't matter, bro. This team is built to win, man. Tried and true this year. Look, I'm gonna say some crazy stuff today, right? After what Bullpen was saying about Chubb and they got the best team, I'm about to say some crazy shit. Look, Cowboys got the best team in the NFL, period. It don't matter where we go, on the road, at home, in New England.
It's week 6.
I don't care. Right? It could be week 1, and I'm gonna still say the same thing. Listen,
It's weeks. You're proud being week 7 champions.
I'm
right?
proud being 4-1, 5-0 ATS going up against the Patriots and check down Jones. Look it. You said best
Did you
defense,
know your
right?
defensive coordinator forgot how to coach a Super Bowl, a second half in a Super Bowl?
You keep talking about the past. You keep talking about the past. We talk about right now. Right now. Listen. Cowboys by double digits. I like that guy in there, man. Whoever that guy is, man, he's got my.
How much you paid Goose? How much you paid him?
Enough. It wasn't me. Jerry Jones sends the checks. Hey, look. You said the defense for the Patriots is good, but let's really tell the truth though. Their rush defense is not good at all.
It's great. It's great.
The rush defense ain't good at all. You got Judon. You got Judon, and that's going to be a matchup going against Steele and Tyron Smith wherever they decide to line them up at. I'll give you that. Judon is a beast out there, and we're going to have to watch him. But Dak Prescott, man, against man defense and Judon coming, they better hope they get there with 4 because Dak Prescott against man defense is that. I'm not going to say it. He is that guy.
All right, so look, Dak Prescott, I know like in the NFC East, y'all don't have no like defenses worthy of talking about or nothing. But you guys actually get a real defense, Dak. You're going to get a real defense today. And you're going to be pressured today. You're going to see coverages you haven't seen in your entire life. That doesn't worry you?
No, look.
Dan Quinn can't coach a second half and blew a Super Bowl. That doesn't worry you.
A good thing Dan Quinn isn't our head coach or our OC because look, this is what I'm gonna tell you right here. This is why that doesn't worry.
Mike McCarthy?
Hey, Kellen Moore is the head coach. Listen, this is why this doesn't worry me. Look it. We all know Bill Belichick is going to do what he does, right? He's great at taking away what you do best. But when you look at the Cowboys all year long, you can't take away what we do best. We can run the rock better than most. We can pass the ball better than most. We are the best offense in the NFL. Like, come on, bro. We got almost 200 yards rushing in the last 3 games. Every game. We're averaging like 180 on the ground. You telling me that Patriots defense is going to be able to stop this run defense? A run offense?
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Zeke looks 20 pounds lighter and he looks fast, bro.
Eddie, the only chance y'all got is because we got a rookie quarterback. That's it. We got a rookie quarterback. He's not used to big games. But check this out. This is you guys' litmus test. You know what I mean? It's like we don't believe the Cowboys are good until they can come to Patriot land and beat the Patriots. So it's like we're your measuring stick. That's all I gotta say.
When we get to the giving out our plays, yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like super like confident because I'm not gonna lie. I deep dive into the numbers. I tell you, I was like, I don't know. But the line movement right now for Vegas, oh yeah, it's looking like everybody's starting to wake up and be like, dang, you know what? Cowboys are still the Cowboys. They bound to fumble the bag. And guess what? Today, in the cold, they will fumble the bag.
Okay. All right. Look, I'm going to give you this. You guys got a great head coach, Bill Belichick. He's going to mix the coverages. He's going to try to disguise what he's doing and have Dak off beat. But Dak at the line right now is a masterpiece.
Bill Belichick on the phone right now.
He's on the phone. Yeah, talk to him. Hey, ask him why Dak's going to throw 3 touchdowns and for 280 on him. Ask him that.
Okay. You said ask him what?
Ask him that. Ask him why Dak is about to pick apart his defense.
He said
his
why
great
Dak,
defense.
You said because he played in the NFC East and his numbers will be inflated quite naturally. That's what Bill Belichick.
Oh my God.
He says that the NFC East is why he got the big contract because of the stats you can put up over there. I mean, if you play Eagles twice a year and the Eagles and who else y'all got up? The Giants. I mean, come on.
Hey,
we're talking about NFL JV now.
Can we talk about why the Houston Texans was ready to beat y'all last week? The Houston Texans?
Let's turn this into Sunday morning pitcher or something. We love Dodgers, right? Bring Sosa back. Let's talk about the Dodgers. This is Sunday morning second baseman or something.
That was exactly what I needed. We just
leave me out of this.
You two are professionals. I just knew just let you guys
leave
talk
me out
it
of
out.
this shit completely.
Hey, I look.
I don't want
to. Hey, Mike, $20 lunch bet. $20 lunch bet.
Yeah, if you want to buy my Timbs.
Hey, yeah. For sure.
I wish we had Timbs on the East Coast, man.
Oh my goodness.
It's all good, Sauce. I got you. When you out here, I got you. It'll be on Eddie. He's gonna pay 20 for this.
Oh, bet.
He gonna say that 20, huh?
What do you like for your card today, Michael? What do you like for yours after Eddie wraps his up? That was beautiful, fellas.
All right,
I'm gonna go ahead and take. Listen, the numbers kind of like are a little iffy with Patriots and Cowboys. I ain't gonna lie.
Talk all that shit to start backpedaling when it's time to give his fucking plays.
Right.
Now you know how he really feels.
Like,
let me give you my card without the Patriots.
He's gonna have 5 Cowboys on his prop list. 5 Cowboys.
Yeah, this nigga's crazy.
I am not encouraging anyone to put money on the Patriots today.
He said, "This is all for entertainment."
Encouraging anyone to
This is all for entertainment.
However, I do think this is a defensive game, so I'm going with the under. I think defenses show up in this game. Dak is not used to seeing like intelligent defenses, so I like to go ahead and take the under. And Mac Jones is not the quarterback right now, but it's week 6. He a rookie. I'm not gonna get off on him. So he said, hey, I like I like the Chiefs and the I like the Cardinals today. That's it.
He said, I got some other plays. Can we talk about some other games?
I like the Dodgers. Like, you know.
I think it said you pump faking like Sam Young, who had the best pump fake in the history of basketball.
Hey, so you wrapped up, Mike?
I'm good.
All right, bro. I'm gonna save you right here. All right. I'm gonna save you. All right, good. So for me today, I got Elliott over 74.5 rushing yards. It's up to 77. I would take it too. I would still take it. I got that at minus 114. I like Schultz to have a good game today. Over 43.5 yards. He's been incorporated in the offense much more the last 3 weeks. He's beaten out Blake Jarwin. I usually don't give out anytime touchdown props, but today he's worth the flyer. Schultz, anytime touchdown, plus 290. They look for him in the red zone. Down the seam. He's that guy, right? So I like Pollard over 14.5 receiving yards. I think you'll get a couple of good dump offs. You can get that at minus 114. I'm going to throw one Patriot in there. One Patriot. I like Hunter Henry over 38.5 receiving yards, minus 114. And if you want to sprinkle on his anytime touchdown at plus 310, hey, be my guest. That's the only guy I'm going to go with. I'm going to say this one for last. This prop hasn't hit the last 2 weeks, but I'm going to still take it today because it's super juiced plus money. Lamb over 5.5 receptions at plus 132. It's going to hit. Hey, I'm going to keep calling for rain until it rains, bro. But look it. This is my play of the day. Dallas Cowboys, alt line, minus 5.5. You can get that at plus 132. Take it. Book it.
I don't even think there's anything in Michael's mug. He's just been fake drinking for like 6 times.
He's nervous.
That cup is empty. That is a prop cup. Oh, shit.
He's just spilling shit.
That is prop money.
Oh, man. I love it.
The only place where you'll get this level of entertainment, quality football knowledge, and just laughs. That's Sunday morning quarterback. Eddie and Michael did not disappoint by any means. So, Sir Spin, you guys got any plays? You want to wrap it up?
How the hell can I follow that?
Yeah, man, I don't got nothing. I got nothing. Follow Michael Means Jr. Follow Real Simba 4 on Twitter.
Yeah.
Simba's got some stuff popping off tomorrow. He's going to be live on Daily Bread tomorrow. Make sure you guys are tuned in. NBA season right around the corner. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are locked in with Michael Means Jr. Mike Check is his show on YouTube. I
we gotta pay Sosa to get on there.
We were. Yeah, my fee's a little too high right now, but we're in negotiations right now to work it out. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate you as always, man. Michael Meese Jr. Make sure you guys are locked in with both of these guys. Like I said, lots of stuff coming in the next couple weeks. Basketball season starts in 2 fucking days. I know this is a football show, but if you like what you're seeing in football, wait till basketball season. I know I said the same shit for baseball season. When it was baseball season, I said football season. But I ain't lied then either, because football season's been popping too. So trust me, basketball season, it only gets better. Like Daily Bread Media, we don't associate with bozos, and the only thing we fucking do is win. So
let me say one last thing real quick if I can. Sosa, he already teased it. We got something big coming tomorrow. We're gonna drop that. But Mike, I love you, bro. $20 lunch bet. You're gonna buy my ingredients when I throw on this grill, all right? You're gonna buy a slab of ribs. I love you, man, but the Cowboys about to beat down the Patriots, bro. I'm sorry.
Simba, it's the only time ever in my life that you'll ever come close to, being somewhat I'm not cheering for him.
Flip him the bird. Just flip him the bird, bro. Like just
this is a PG
show.
Hey, shout out to Rex, Sosa. Hey, without you guys, man, yeah, I get a lot of love. It's all because of y'all. And
appreciate you, my brother.
We appreciate both of you. Fire
Chris,
as usual from both of them.
Oh,
See you guys next week.
Let's go.
2 more to get through. I mean, I just stopped looking at the time. I was just like, just let it go.
Right. It's
Wait, there's other games besides that one? What?
We got any other like what we got any more matchups today? We got one. I know we got one big one left.
Yeah, we got one where we're bringing in.
There's no other. There's only one big one left, right?
2 games. We're bringing in our man KD.
Oh,
we got the Raiders versus Denver.
Man, tell me, look at my boy. See now that right there, is commitment.
You can tell him the conversation at 7
listen, my man's hit me up at 7 a.m. And listen, when your homie texts you thinking that you might be asleep, like he's gonna wake up and not get the text. He texted me at 7 a.m. like, bro, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I responded immediately like, you better get the fuck up at 11 o'clock because every time you have been on the show, your team lost. So thank you for joining us, man. I'm glad looks like you're extremely energetic. The lighting is good. So
yeah, dog. I told you I was gonna fix this shit, dog. So we here, man. It was rough last night, but I have to make it. I have to make it for the circus that my team has put it on these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we need to hear. We need to hear it, man. What the fuck is going on in Vegas, bro?
Yo, I wish I knew, man, but I just think my boy Davis didn't want to pay that check anymore for Gruden, dog. So I think he just find a way to get it out on that. And he wanted to bounce out of that. I mean, I don't mind it. Gruden did his thing he was there for like 3-4 years. But I wasn't too keen of the play calling. I like that Greg Olsen is actually taking it over, the OC there. And we'll see what Richard does as head coach, But as a football player, do I think I'll be yeah, they're gonna rally and they should get the win today. But I know this team. So they might just go out there. That might be a third loss. So I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of product we're gonna put on the field. But I would hope the guys in that locker room gonna rally after what's going on, especially last week after that ugly loss against the Bears. Only put up 9 points. Offense again, looking stagnant even with so many weapons. So I don't know. Personally, I don't even have any. I have 1 play for this game. So I don't know what I'm gonna see. I really got to see them play today before I could really assess what's going on with this fucking team. But the last 2 weeks has been brutal. I don't mind losing against the better team in the division in the Chargers, but that Bears loss was ugly, man.
I think something about the Bears game last week. I think the players knew what was going on with Gruden. I think that
100%.
It happened right before the game. And I think the players kind of knew what the fuck was going on. And I think that actually played a huge part in it because there's no way you can tell me apples for apples talent-wise that Chicago should have been on the field with y'all. I don't know where the game was played, nothing of the sort. Yeah. It's just after assessing everything and him getting fired the next day, that let me know everything. It let me know that that's the situation. The team knew what had happened. It was in the locker room and it already – and listen, bro, I bring this up because we all know the number one reason why Gruden had to be let go. It had nothing to do with him saying those comments about DeMaurice Smith. It has nothing to do with anything But 2 comments. The comment about Roger Goodell, you can't make it. That can't get exposed. Why? You just had a player on the roster come out the closet.
100%.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't keep him around because that's a PR nightmare, especially in Vegas, especially a town like Vegas.
Yeah.
So he the situation is it. That's what fast forward him having to get out. 100%. And we can prognosticate all we want, but I'm telling you, that is the number one reason. The biggest PR disaster for the NFL would have been to let him maintain employment after making those comments about Roger Goodell. It's possible to keep him on the payroll. Absolutely impossible.
That wouldn't have been a good look. So, he had to bite the bullet. And, it is what it is. So, and I think it might benefit the team because, like I said, I wasn't too high on his play calling. I always wanted someone else, to run that play call. I think it's kind of like outdated, how he's running thing. And especially, like I keep saying it every week, we have so many offensive weapons and they're not being used, like, properly. You know what I mean? So, like, I just want to see what Olsen's going to do now that he has, like, full control of that play calling. And, man, maybe he could get into his bag of tricks and, man, go out and, like, go air raid, man. Because, like I said, we have, like, the talent on the outside to, like, throw that ball. So I don't see why guys are not eating. Yeah, 100%.
I agree. The talent's there for Oakland. And I do believe that some level of malpractice has been done in regards to Gruden. I also the thing that's crazy is that the defense has actually been decent. The defense
not bad, man.
And I just, again, like, you see flashes of amazing play from the offense, and then you see games like last week where there's nothing. You're just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So I would like to say consistency is key, but I mean, Derek Carr is almost a decade in this league. All right. He got to be the guy. If now, not ever. He's done. This is it. It's put up or shut up time for Derek Carr.
Yeah, and I remember
because he's out of town. He's fucking out of town in the event that he don't get it together.
Yeah, for sure. I mentioned it like early on in the show, like maybe like week 1 or week 2. I just said, like, I've been like the biggest critic at Derek Carr. I mean, like, I get it, like he's been through a lot of coaching changes and Gruden was like his most consistent one until now. You know what I mean? But like, you've been in the league long enough, and like now you have the weapons where you could get shit done. It's like, you really got to put up. I mean, he's I know he's gonna look for a contract extension, So like, if you can't like get us to the playoffs, like the numbers is all cute, but the win is what counts. You can't lose to the Bears. Can't put up 9 points against the Bears, bro.
You're not
like last year when we played. Like last year when we played Atlanta, we put up 3 points. You know what I mean? There's like stuff like you can't do. Like, I know A-Rod want to leave. If A-Rod could come to Vegas, Devonte, he could come. You guys could come. Like, I don't mind if Derek Carr ships out. Don't mind. He's a decent quarterback. Maybe somewhere else he might flourish. I'm not saying he has flourished with us, but it's just like, dog, you just been here so long and that didn't really show.
Yeah, I just wanted to just chime in about Greg Olsen just because he was the offensive coordinator for my Bucks from 2009 to 2011. I think what you guys can probably see over the course of the season is a little bit more lean on the pass. He was very, very heavy to the pass with the Bucks, and that was when we had Cadillac Williams, who was in the middle of his his good run. And we had Josh Freeman at quarterback, and we still leaned on the pass, and it drove me that shit crazy. However, I think it speaks to Olsen as a play caller because Gruden was a little bit different. Like during the Bucs Super Bowl run, his phrase was always pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. So he actually did like having a little bit more of a balance. Greg Olsen is definitely more slanted towards the pass. So maybe you don't see it this week, but I think over the course of the season, just if he's calling the plays, I don't think he can help himself.
Yeah. All right, Ro. In regards to this game, I'm rocking with y'all. I'm rocking.
You're rocking with us.
I'm rocking with y'all. I'm be honest. I'm rocking with the Raiders today.
I mean,
I'm rocking with the Raiders plus 5.5, and I think y'all win the game outright. Listen, man. When an organization is in a situation where like this, you got to respond. You got a veteran quarterback. You have all the pieces. Fuck the bullshit. Come out and win the game. Come out and show that you're a professional. This game means more to this organization than anything. If y'all go out here and get your asses whooped, it's top 5 in the draft.
100%. Yeah, got to win. Okay.
All right.
And, after starting 3-0, like, I'm still rock with them, dog. Like I've been with this team for years. Like there's nothing like they could do now where I'm just gonna like take the high road and say fuck off, bro. Like I've seen this team through the mud, still through the mud. So like I got rock with them. You know what I mean? And if I have to give out a play, just take the +5.
Yeah, I'm taking the +5.
You know
Listen,
what I mean?
I'm taking the
Take
+5
the +5 and the under. I like the under too, 44.5.
I'm rocking with y'all 100%. I'm on Oakland today. I think you guys rally. I think also that Carl Nassib's gonna have a big game. But
he hasn't been playing bad this season.
He's been playing great. He's been having a great fucking season. Him and the other white boy they're killing it. Him and Crosby, they've been great this year.
100%.
Great.
Cleveland Farrell gonna be out of here soon, dog.
I think Nassib goes off today. Nassib has a great game. I really do.
You have any defensive props for that?
If we talk about narratives, Carl Nassib's gonna have a career night. I'm just saying, we're talking about narratives.
I'll be happy for him if he does.
If the NFL wants this to go away, Carl Nassib, 3 sacks, a forced fumble, maybe a touchdown, score. We're gonna forget about Gruden by tomorrow. Carl Nassib, baby. I'm on the team with you. I'm rocking with you, boy. You're gonna get 3 sacks, and you're gonna save Derek Carr's career today.
I rock with it, dog. I rock with it.
I'm rocking with y'all, man. Y'all didn't forget how to play football. You just got a dickhead out the building. It's all good.
That's it.
So that's how I would approach it.
We appreciate you joining us as usual.
Always,
Raider
guys.
Nation.
Always a pleasure. You already know.
My brother, KD 2 times. This right here is dedication. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to be up. He didn't have to rock with us. And listen, your team will be rewarded today by your dedication.
I hope so.
Get a dub. Get a dub today.
I hope so. I'm gonna be at the bar watching that. So it's always a pleasure, guys. You already know how it is. And
you hear that? He said I'm gonna be at the bar. This man hit me with a hangover and immediately said we're back to it. Immediately following the show.
You already know how to cure the hangover, dog. Gotta chase it down more.
Gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going,
baby. All right, guys, hold it down, man. So
best of luck, my brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Peace.
All right, so we got the last game. We got a head-to-head coming up for Sunday night football. We're going to be bringing in that sports guy. We're going to be bringing in Jammer Bets. The last game of the day. You guys were on deck for a while. Hope you guys are all pent up and ready to go at each other. How you both doing on this lovely morning?
Cold day in Pittsburgh, but this is the kind of weather that the Pittsburgh Steelers thrive in. So perfect weather tonight.
Word. You know we're about to drop everyone and just let y'all go at it for a couple of seconds, right? So
I don't even got anything to say, man.
Oh no.
Oh shit. It's like the same situation with Mike.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm feeling like Mike right now, man. I don't know. It's gonna be tough out there with Gino, but you know what? We'll see.
Oh man, for anybody who doesn't know already, Sports Guy is our Seahawks correspondent. Obviously, Jammer's our Pittsburgh Steelers correspondent. Sports Guy has been his doctor has said he's clinically depressed. Russell Wilson, we're losing Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson going on IR will do that to you. So I feel for you, bro. You know what I mean? Don't forget that bet we got though when y'all don't win them games.
Yeah.
But let's get into today.
Take it away.
You want me to go? All right. Well, I mean, I think the first thing I'm going to start off with, we all know prime time is Deion Sanders, but if there was a coach version of that, you're talking about Mike Tomlin. This guy in prime time, 41-21, wins 66% of the games, second most in the NFL since he started coaching the Steelers back in 2007. Last year we had a rough primetime game against the Cincinnati Bengals, against another backup quarterback in Ryan Finley. But the end of the season last year was just a rough stretch for the Steelers, so it's kind of hard to take that into effect for today. I just think that this defense is going to have Geno Smith running all over the field. He's going to be under pressure, throwing a lot of balls up in the air to DK or deep to Tyler Lockett. As long as we can keep those receivers in front of our safeties and prevent these deep bombs, I think that the Steelers should be able to keep this game under control and hopefully be able to run the clock out with a lot of Najee Harris tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I usually been rocking with the Seahawks every week, but this week I don't know if I'm very confident with the line at 5 points. Our defense is obviously just bled yards, giving up points. It's not looking good. I think Najee's definitely gonna have himself a game. I don't think they're gonna be able to stop him. I think what's gonna be the difference is if they can get a little bit of pressure on Ben and try and force him to move a little bit out of the pocket.
There's no moving with Ben. He's back there.
Well, that's exactly it. I think if you can get him off his spot and try and force him just to make a couple reckless throws or throws under pressure where he's kind of just trying to get it off, then maybe try and force a couple turnovers. I think that's really the only way. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game at all. I think the total's at 43.
I think 44 maybe.
44.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, if I had to make a play on that, I'd pick the under, just because, like I said, I think Pittsburgh's defense is obviously going to force Geno into probably turning the ball over at least once, maybe twice, and we've seen a little bit of we've seen Pittsburgh struggle on the offensive side of the ball, but we've also seen them have a decent game. I think was it last week.
Yep.
So like I said, I think Seattle's pass rush is going to have to show up if they even want a small chance at this game. I'm taking the +5 for half a unit just because I'm rocking with the boys. I don't really recommend that to anyone. I'm teasing this one. I'm a little more confident in. I'm teasing it. I'm going Seahawks +11 and under 49. Throw a unit on that at -120. Najee anytime touchdown. I think that's probably a lock. That's getting that +110. Also like DK anytime touchdown. I think you saw when Geno did come in last week. That's who we went to quite a bit. I think that if they get into that red zone, DK being a big body is going to be nice target for Geno. What else I got? I got Alex Collins over 10.5 receiving yards. Both games he's been the starter the last game for sure, and the game before he went over that total easily. It was only on 2 receptions, but he's actually looked pretty decent from what I've seen this year. It's got a little bit of juice, it looks like. So I think over 10.5 yards at -105 is pretty good.
Jammer.
So you're making this tough here. not really giving a lot of confidence in the Seahawks. You're making me almost second guess my confidence in the Steelers. But I see you going with the +5 on the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to counter that. This is my first time since week 2 going with the Steelers spread, so I will be taking the Steelers -4.5 at -110. I think that they should be able to handle the Seahawks team pretty easily as long as they're able to do what they did on offense last week. First time Najee's touched the ball more than 20 times. I think actually 16 or 17 might have been his highest before last week. 23 carries for 122 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging over 5 yards a carry. The Steelers obviously struggled on offense with the run the first 4 or 5 weeks. So it was nice to see them actually utilizing a run game. So going on that, I'm going to take Harris over 75.5 rushing yards. I know it was a little bit closer to 70 earlier in the week, but I still think that if the game script goes the way it does, they're just going to keep handing him the rock and just running all over that Seahawks defense. Another play that I'm liking is Deontay Johnson over 64.5 receiving yards. He's averaging in his last 2 seasons, he's averaging over 10 targets a game. Sometimes they get as high as 14 or 15. So whenever he's healthy, he's been the consistent person that's getting those targets, getting the catches, getting the yards. Chase Claypool will get a couple of these long 20, 30-yard bombs, but he's just kind of throwing the ball up to Chase. Deontay's that guy that he feels very confident. He's going to throw the ball to him plenty of times tonight, hopefully.
And Juju's done, right? He's done for the year, right?
Juju had surgery on his shoulder, so he's going to be out for the rest of the year. So that kind of leads me into my anytime touchdowns. I got 2 of them that I'm going to put a half unit on each. One, I'm diving back into the well with my boy Pat Freiermuth.
We knew it.
He's at plus 370 today. Ben obviously loves those tight ends, and especially whenever he gets down to the goal line. If it's not going to Najee Harris, I think that he's going to be throwing it towards Freiermuth. And the other one might come as a surprise, but it's James Washington at plus 350. James Washington had 5 touchdowns last year, and he was kind of in this same spot where he's that 3rd or 4th receiver that gets thrown in whenever the other receivers might be out or whenever they're off the field. So I think that him filling in for Juju kind of full time, him kind of crying during the offseason saying he wanted a trade, he wanted more play time. Now's your chance, man. Step up. You slide into that Juju role. At plus 350, I think it's a good value, seeing as he had 5 touchdowns last year and he was still the 3rd or 4th receiver on the team. So I think that there's some value in that. And the last play I wanted to roll with was Alex Collins under 55.5 rushing yards. Just kind of going with that same game script. If the Seahawks are losing, they're not going to be running the ball, especially against this front 7. The Steelers' defense is just fast all over the field. Great inside linebackers, great blitzing linebackers. The defensive line is as solid as it gets for the most part. So I think that they should be able to keep him in check in the backfield.
I just wanted to add one more that I'm probably going to be all over, and I already recommended to people to start in fantasy, is Chase Claypool. Claypool runs 41% of his routes on the left. In doing so, he will match up with Sidney Jones from the Seahawks. Sidney Jones ranks –
Old Eagles.
He's ass.
Sidney Jones – oh, I'm getting to that. Sidney Jones ranks 112th in coverage grade through week 5. Do you know how many cornerbacks are ranked? 113. Yep.
Ooh! Rex all over that one.
Chase Claypool, look at all his props. Look at him in DFS. Honestly, if you're going to play a single game slate in this one, you might even think about, if you're going to do a GPP, you might even think about captaining him for this one. I am just all over Chase Claypool for this game.
Can we just clear everybody out for like 10 seconds, just real quick? Everyone, go ahead, everyone. Now listen, I love you, Ryan. I love you, Jammer. I'm on the Pittsburgh Steelers today to win rather large. Why, you might ask? It's the only reason. That is the only reason. Ryan, I love you. And and every other thing that you talk about, but that's that right there. Why, you might ask? Why am I on the Pittsburgh Steelers? That's why. Because fuck the Seahawks. That's why. That's it.
I can't even talk shit this week, man. I'm nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, Gino looked okay. You know what? He looked okay when he came out. That pick he threw, I think Lockett tripped on his own feet, and you know what? That kind of had a lot of people saying, "Well, Gino's gonna be Gino," but I don't know, man. I'm not.
Gino's gonna be Gino, bro. Listen, sports guy, y'all gonna lose the game by 2 touchdowns. Like this, y'all niggas about to get smoked. I hate to say it, bro, but we all know the one guy you guys got, and you know it too. It's like, it's like. Okay, so Russell Wilson pretty much. It was pretty much good for when did Jesus get crucified? Thursday. So then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then he came. So like you got 3 weeks of dealing with Jesus being crucified. That's what's going on in Seattle, at least. Because y'all ain't shit without him. Y'all can't do a motherfucking thing without 3. And I've been saying it. And I also said, I literally said this to you beginning of the season. I said, don't let nothing happen to 3. Because it's over. It's over, my boy. It's over. And it brings me great joy to know that as a Niner fan. It does. You're my guy, but fuck them. Rest in peace to that organization.
Hey, Sos, I hope you're right. I'm going to be at the game tonight.
Right. And also, make sure you guys are following that sports guy. Listen, when it comes to hockey and other shit, he's actually great at capping football too, just not Seahawks games, you know? He's gonna pick him to win every week. But make sure you guys are following my guy, that sports guy, 6'7". He's on Twitter. Jammer Bets, my boy. Make sure y'all are following him. We got a great week popping up. If y'all aren't familiar with Jammer actually made a name for himself as a handicapper on the internet through basketball season during the NBA. He's a basketball guy. I didn't even fucking know that until I started looking at the fucking spreadsheets. I also didn't know that he had spreadsheets. Y'all know I'm not a big proponent of spreadsheets.
You love Excel, Sosa.
But I didn't know he had all the spreadsheets. I'm like, damn, Jammer, this is crazy. So make sure you guys are checked in with Jammer. He's going to be on Daily Bread tomorrow with me and Rex, along with Simba. Talk over some stuff they got going on to lock in with. And other than
appreciate
that,
both of you.
Appreciate
big
y'all.
Time.
Make sure y'all are following them on Twitter. And best of luck to your teams. But fuck the Seahawks.
Except
and it's not looking good for you guys either, bro. We'll see you in the basement.
Hey man, we're on a bye week. What are you talking about? We ain't even playing. Like, why you bringing up? It's not relevant. The Niners aren't.
The worst part of it is, man.
All right, we're good now. We're good now.
If the year goes as it's looking like, the Seahawks don't even have their fucking first round pick. So,
hey man, but you did sign a 5'9" pass rusher.
Hey, get me out of here, Rex. I'm out, man.
Sports guy.
You gave a 5'9" pass rusher the most money.
Sports guy, you stick with your hockey. Don't listen to Sosa. You have a great day.
No, I just got one more thing. I can't wait for right after Christmas because it's the Bears versus the Seahawks. So it's going to be Ryan against Steven. It's just going to be a battle to see who's more depressed about their team.
Who's sadder? What?
Who can self-deprecate on their team?
And listen, it's two teams that don't have a first-round pick. They literally they mirror each other so much. Neither of them have a first-rounder next
y'all
year.
better be here. December 26th, y'all better be here.
We need more Pekaris, man.
You're going to be so sick when Russell Wilson's a Giant. You're going to be sick. You're going to be sick
Ryan,
when you're playing for the Giants.
You don't have to listen to this anymore. Jammer, we appreciate you.
I think going to Atlanta with his wife. He's out.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Before we go, I just want to give one. So in honor of my boy Bullpen Bets, one helicopter play. I got one. In honor of him, he's the inventor of it. But I want to give Brandon Cooks 2+ touchdowns at plus 1,400. The Colts secondary sucks ass. Xavier Rhodes is out. Cooks is the NFL leader in target share. There's tons of opportunity here. I'm not saying I bet the farm on it, but a helicopter prop. Brandon Cooks, 2+ touchdowns.
50 units. 50 units. 50
Max
units.
Whale play.
50 units.
See, you get the perk for staying all the way to the end.
No one bets 50 units unless they wear a helmet every day.
See, that's the perks. You get to stay into the end of the episode. There's always gold dropped throughout it. And Bullpen, we already knew he was still tuning in. He loves it. I mean, today, what another great episode of Sunday Morning Quarterbacks. Just always fire, buddy. We got it all covered. I mean, I feel like I just ran a mile after this.
Low key, Roddy. Low key, 100K. Low key, 100K. I just want to do it, man, just to flex. You know? That's an inside joke. If you had to be there. I'm sorry. I just had to respond.
So make sure you subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to Daily Bread Media. Helps us out on the YouTube. Thank you, Spin Doctor, our DFS, fantasy football, props, everything you need. Sosa, the man who put the show behind. And myself, I am 6'3", low-key,